Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah, not Hashem, not Yahweh, Haveh, Vaveh. It's Yahweh, and his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yehusha, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos. It's Yahweh Shai. So gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rikah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder, bishop, and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. In a sincere salutation to all the Akim, believing this truth and pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Akwaf who are listening learning. If you sister are listening learning, I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando, Camp Prophet of Doom, coming in to another lesson of truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord willing, is be edifying. This is copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. This is for education purposes only. This is not for monetary gain. I do not own the copyright to this video. This is for educational purposes only. Lord wills be edifying. Check this out.
Reporting live from Hyper's Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Amos. ICE and other federal agents are
You heard Jake say, I thought y'all were going out the Mexicans. I thought y'all were going out the Mexicans. Let's play it again.
Reporting live from Hyper's Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Amos. ICE and other federal agents are currently in Chicago to fight against crime and immigration on behalf of President Trump's latest push to clean up cities across the country. Now, at the top of September, we reported Trump's threats to send in the National Guard to Chicago, only to be met with pushback from city officials and warnings from some of their residents that gangs in Chicago would not be an easy fight. Now, part of Operation Midway Blitz, ICE and other agents have begun sweeping through Chicago, which has now raised concerns of Black Chicago residents and others on who ICE is targeting. Just 2 nights ago, close to 300 armed agents would raid an apartment complex in a Black neighborhood at 2 in the morning. According to reports, the raid was expected to focus on potential Venezuelan immigrants and gang members, but would end up disrupting the lives of Black residents and children during the night.
Shows the chaotic scene overnight. Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents.
One of the Black American residents whose door was kicked in and was detained would share what he experienced, sharing that he was put into a van with others after assuming agents had the wrong home. While speaking to local outlet Block Cup Chicago, the man would go on to reveal, "They didn't tell me why I was being detained." Another Black Chicago resident who was also detained will go on to tell local news about the moment she was grabbed by ICE.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me did I have any warrants, and I told them no.
She said she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m.
Upon this report now circulating online, many fellow Black Americans are speaking out.
Hey, the point I want to make, hey, it's going to get real, man. It's getting real. It's going to get real. It's getting real. It's going to get real, man. And I was thinking about, I was listening to the brother Yash, and he was like, man, what them Jake said? The nigga was talking about them switches. Hey, but wait till they get into the heart of these cities, Chicago. Man, I was thinking about Milwaukee, man. I'm thinking about Milwaukee, man. Cause I'm from the Silk, and it's been some real hardcore gangsters that I knew growing up went to Milwaukee, and man, they got ate up like it was. Hey, listen, man, Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Louis, Missouri, man, there's some real. Hey, Jake is serious, man. These GDs and vice lords and these different gangs. Esau gonna catch hell, man. They sending troops in, but the point of this lesson is, the Lord said He gonna send in them troops, man. He gonna send in them troops. Man. This is a part of prophecy.
About what they're hearing coming out of Chicago. Some even fearing that they could be next. Several would take to TikTok and social media to respond.
Y'all, few black people that was so happy about them going after the Hispanic people. I told y'all when this first started, we were next.
So I made a video a few months back, and all in my comments, people were telling me this ain't got nothing to do with African American people, this ain't got nothing to do with black people, they only rounded up the Mexicans, so on and so forth. And I kept saying, this is gonna roll over into our communities, this is gonna affect us in some way, shape, or form. Like, stop being so naive to make it seem like they're just targeting one group of people, because that's not the case. And then what happens in Chicago? In the middle of the night, ICE detained for several hours African American people, and not just adults, children as well. They are detaining and then asking questions later.
In case you ain't know, them folks done ran up into an apartment complex in the middle of Chicago. Regardless of how them folks spoke, regardless of where they said they was from, regardless of how they appeared, they got thrown into a van and sent in for questioning. Some folks didn't get out until 3 a.m. and that's for the older elderly women. That means that is an illegal search. That is an illegal arrest, going into your property, search and seizure, and then sending you in for questioning. And if you had a warrant out for your arrest, you're not getting sent back. That is not normal. That is not okay.
Now, over on X, one user was sharing a message to help fellow Chicago residents defend themselves against ICE.
I am super excited to go shopping for some new fall clothes. I saw that UGG has like some really cute shoes out right now, and I am super excited. I think that they would look better with like some baggy jeans, you know, like the kind that like Taylor Swift and Cardi B wear, and then like maybe a cute little crop top, a crop, you know, sweater or something. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, maybe Macy's. See what I can find, because, you know, it's getting cold out here in these streets.
While another user on X would encourage more people to talk about this latest raid and black people being detained. ICE is kidnapping black people in Chicago, and silence is violence, so effing say something. A part of the news circulating on ICE in Chicago, a video has now surfaced showing a black man being choked by an agent in broad daylight, adding to more concerns of black Americans now being targeted as well. According to reports, the man was detained due to a possible connection to a robbery. Now, outside of the growing concerns of black Chicago residents, not everyone appears to be upset about the recent ICE presence in Chicago. A video is now making the rounds online showing two older white women thanking agents during a patrol, in which one of the agents can be heard, "We work for you." So let's talk about it more in the comments below. Should black people be concerned about ICE raids in Chicago and other cities? Save the day for the latest news and comedy, culture, and sports by subscribing here to our YouTube channel. And if you enjoy content like this, check out hypersclub.com to get a membership to watch full interviews and more original content. And of course, if you have a story you think we should cover, send us a message now at hyperalerts.com. Reporting live from Hypers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Apple.
Hey, the Lord said He was going to work in our days, which we would not believe, though it was told to us in Habakkuk 1 and 5. And we watching these things happen in real time, man. I got this one here. I was listening to the brother, big bro, Yashamoth, the video, What Can We Do? Right, so check this one out.
Days after President Trump said on social media he was sending troops to war-ravaged Portland, a federal judge says the move could blur the line between civil and military authority. U.S. District Judge Karen Immergut says the president's claims about chaos in the city are, quote, simply untethered to the facts, and that he likely exceeded his authority under the Constitution. the judge issuing a temporary restraining order late Saturday, pausing the deployment for at least 14 days. Oregon's Attorney General speaking out about the ruling.
Today's ruling is a healthy check on the president's power. And as the president, you must have an actual facts based on reality, not social media or just your gut feeling, if you want to mobilize the military here in the United States.
Meanwhile, tensions rise in Chicago's Brighton Park neighborhood after agents from the Department of Homeland Security were patrolling the area. Authorities say a federal agent's vehicle was rammed and boxed in by several cars. DHS officials said one of the drivers who rammed her car into the agents was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. Officers firing what they call defensive shots at the woman. Chicago fire officials say she was taken to the hospital for a gunshot wound. DHS says the woman, a U.S. citizen, is named in a Customs and Border Protection intelligence bulletin last week for allegedly doxing agents online. Saturday's shooting comes amid rising tensions between local leaders and the federal government.
People need to realize that it's not just about fighting against Trump, it's fighting for a more humane immigration system that we all deserve.
On Friday, several protesters were detained by federal agents near an immigration facility outside of Chicago, as Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem visited the site.
You can see it right here. They have a fixed gun on the roof right now, aiming at protesters. This is one-sided violence, one-sided escalation that began with mass secret police coming into our community and disappearing our neighbors.
Now, President Trump says he will deploy 300 National Guard troops to Chicago, a plan Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has repeatedly rejected. The governor saying in a social media post, the Trump administration gave him an ultimatum: call up your troops or we will. Johnny Fernandez, ABC.
Hey, listen, man, it's gonna get real in Babylon the Great, man. The Lord finna send these troops in. And that's what I want to get. I'm finna get these precepts.
Reporting live from Vipers Club in Atlanta, 5+ News, I'm John
Listen to Jake.
ICE and other federal aid.
Jake say, we thought y'all was looking at we thought y'all was going after Mexicans. No, man, they going after all 12 tribes, man. The Lord bring these curses, and now I'm making a point, right? So growing up in Mississippi, which we call the Silk, you know, growing up in that gang banging environment, because, you know, the stories of Larry Hoover, originally born from Mississippi but moved to Chicago. So I'm growing up in the midst of these GDs and vice lords when I was growing up. And you saw a lot of Chicago Jakes move to the Silk, you know, from murders and different things like that and hiding out or whatever. Vice lords too, GDs and vice lords, going back and forth from Chicago to Mississippi. Man, I knew what we thought in the world was real men, real niggas, you know, real niggas in the streets, gangster niggas. I grew up with niggas, real OG type niggas that we would call OGs in the world, you know, being in the world. Jake go to fucking Milwaukee and get devoured, man. Hey, when these troops move into these real hardcore cities, in the real favelas, barrios, and the ghettos where Jake is at, man, northern and the southern kingdom, man. Hey, Jake is going out, man. Jake is real. Jake, they gon' fight with these Edomites, man. They gon' pull them straps. They gon' do it, man. This shit finna get real, cause Jake ain't going. Jake ain't going, man. We talking about Southern and Northern Kingdom. Jake ain't going, man. And see, I gotta get this, cause the Lord said this was gonna happen in the end time, man. End time prophecy. So let me go here to Jeremiah 2 real quick. This is Jeremiah 2 in verse 28. It reads, "But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah. Wherefore will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith Yahweh. In vain have I smitten your children, they receive no correction. Your own sword have devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. And the Lord made all 12 tribes to be prophets in the kingdom, man. They tell you in Malachi 3 that the Lord said he gonna purge the sons of Levi, that they shall bring forth a sacrifice in righteousness, which is now the priesthood applies to all 12 tribe men now. So right here it reads, in vain have I smitten your children, they receive no correction. And we was going to that last night, man, when you were going additions to Esther 14:5, when they say it don't grieve our people that we in bitter captivity, right? Jeremiah 5:3, the Lord say he's stricken them, but they ain't grieving, he consumed them, they refuse to return. So, and then we read the Job, what's that, Job 36, when it said, the Lord said he binded them and they cry not. So the Lord saying right here, in vain have I smitten your children, they receive no correction. Your own sword have devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. This is Jake. So all that Jake on Jake crime, right? Esau called on black crime. Well, the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom, it ain't just black on black crime, it's Israelite crime. It's Jake on Jake crime, man. It reads, your own swords have devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. O generation, see ye the word of Yahweh. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are lords, we will come no more unto thee. And this is Jake now leaning on their own understanding. Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? This is what we have done here in America, man. We done trimmed our way to seek love to the so-called white man. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. And Big Mama and them and Papa and them taught us, hey, apply your mind to the system, you can be just like the so-called white man. All you gotta do is just, you gotta keep your head down, baby. Apply your mind to the system. The Lord said, why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. And this has been passed down. And this is the household of Jake, man. You teaching Jake how to be a good fucking servant to the so-called white man. Also in thy skirts is found the blood of thy souls of the poor innocent. Cause Jake on Jake crime. So now the Lord, you niggas killing each other anyway. So now the Lord sending in troops. And then everybody can just kill everybody now. The Edomites can just kill a northern and southern kingdom. Northern and southern kingdom can shoot back at the troops. And it's just sedition everywhere now, man. Hey, boy, we in the time, it's finna get real out here, man. Also, in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocent. I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these. It's everywhere, man. The Lord that made this judgment public everywhere, man. And Jake is wicked openly. Because it tell you in what's that Jeremiah 4:22, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, man. Jake is wise to be niggas. Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent, surely his anger shall turn from me. No, man. And none of us is innocent, man. Behold, I will plead with thee, because thou sayest, I have not sinned. And Jake is the biggest, the only one can sin is so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indians, and Haitians. It reads, verse 36, why gaddest thou about so much to change thy way? Because of the so-called white man did it, man. He gave you that, what appears to be an option, which we talking about last night, that fucking glorified confusion, man. The so-called white man gave us glorified confusion, man. Why gaddest thou about so much to change thy way? Thou also shalt be ashamed of Egypt, which is America, Babylon the Great, as thou was ashamed of Assyria. It's verse 37. Yet thou shalt go forth from him, and thy hands upon thy head, for Yahweh have rejected thy confidences, and thou shalt not prosper in them. So we watching these Jakes who think they're gonna prosper in their confidence. The Lord is shutting down their confidences, man. In their confidence, the nigga talking about we got switches. Man, the Lord finna send these troops in, man. Let me get this. Let me get this. Hey, man, you looking at, you thought was some real real certified OG type dudes, real certified men you thought was in the world. You know, this truth make you a man. This truth build up real men, man. You ain't being some dope dealer. You or some nigga in the hood. You taught nigga how to cook dope. No, man, them ain't men, man. It's just it's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Shah that make us men. How you doing, beautiful? It's this truth that make us men, man. It don't have nothing to do with being some street dude, some worldly guy. It's this truth, man. This truth make you a man. Hey, the Lord is taking away all that confidence, man, that Jake got, man. Taking away all that confidence, man. Again, the Lord say, for Yahweh have rejected thy confidences, and thou shalt not prosper in them. You ain't gonna prosper in being a nigga, man. It just said in Jeremiah 4:22. You ain't gonna prosper in being a nigga, man. Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Hey, let's go here. In Jeremiah 8, right? I'm gonna read Jeremiah 8:17. Then I'm gonna go to the NLT. Jeremiah 8:17. For behold, I will send serpents, cockatrices among you, which will not be charmed, and they shall bite you, saith Yahweh. Now, when you go to this in the blue letter, let's go to Jeremiah 8:17. This Jeremiah 8:17, it reads, for behold, I will send serpents, cockatrices among you, which will not be charmed, and they shall bite you, saith Yahweh. When you go to this in translation, NLT, look, I will send these enemy troops among you like poisonous snakes. You cannot charm. They will bite you, and you will die. I, Yahweh, have spoken it, right? Now, when you go to Jeremiah 18, there's another precept in Jeremiah 18, man. I saw this and I just had to respond to it. So, just something quick through the Spirit, Lord willing. Jeremiah 18:21. Therefore, deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. And this is what this is finna happen, man. Esau Edom, man. This nigga, he perfected the sword, man. With the Greek Empire, this is when they established the sword. They established their wickedness. The Roman Empire is when they magnified the sword. They magnified their wickedness. The American Empire is when the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man, he perfected the sword. He perfected wickedness, man. Let me prove it. When you go to Isaiah 47, this is Isaiah 47 in verse, where is it? Verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. And this sorcery goes into witchcraft, man, which is, when you go into the word sorceries, you got the one in Galatians, about the witch. When you go to the word witchcraft in Galatians, it tell you, when you go to the word, it say pharmakia. And when you go to the word pharmakia, the Strongs, it tell you a druggist, a minister of drugs. He mixes drugs, right? So it say, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. So the perfection, which is the judgment that's coming to America, is going to be in perfection. The judgment that's coming to America is going to be in perfection. Hey, the same way with the Greek Empire, they established the sword, they magnified. They established the sword, they established their wickedness. The Roman Empire, they magnified the sword, they magnified their wickedness. The American Empire, which is the last great white hope, they perfected the sword, they perfected wickedness. So what's coming to America is going, the judgment is coming to America, to the self-proclaimed white man, is going to be perfection of judgment. That judgment is going to be perfected because they perfected wickedness in the earth. Now go back to this. When you go to the Jeremiah 18, Jeremiah 18, again, 21. Therefore deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. This is Esau coming in with the troops. It reads, and let their wives be bereaved of their children and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. We watching this shit happen in real time. Verse 22, let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. For they have digged a pit to take me, and hid snares for my feet. So here's Jeremiah crying like, Lord, let the troops get this. They coming after me because I'm trying to tell them to repent. But the Lord he said, when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. So we are watching the Lord send in these enemy troops. And it's gonna get bad, man. Cause you got some real gangsters, some real thugs, and they don't care, man. And they ready to go back to the spiritual realm. And they gonna shoot it out with Esau ass. So we are watching prophecy take place, dealing with the Lord sending in enemy troops. That was the point of this lesson. Lord, was be edifying. And give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Rikah Quarash. Double honors. As a matter of fact, I gotta read this. This is Jeremiah 18:11-12. It reads, now therefore go to speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I frame evil against you and devise a device against you. And this is so-called white man. I devise a device against you. Return you now every one from his evil way, and make your ways and your doings good. And what I just read in Jeremiah 4:22, it said Jake they wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. This is what the Lord said in Jeremiah 14:11. Pray not for these people, for they're good. Because what a nigga think is good, they got a vain vision. They don't know what's good. It tell you in Isaiah 64, all our righteousness is like filthy rags. So if the Lord don't give you the eyesight to see what the fuck going on out here, you got a vain vision. That's why I said in Proverbs 29:18, as it reads, where there is no vision, the people perish. So we were talking about this 2 camps ago, man. The vain vision that Jake got, but in their eyes they think it's good. I'm doing good. I just take care of my family. I ain't never killed nobody. I ain't never stole nothing. I ain't never did nobody wrong. That ain't good according to the Lord, man. The Lord don't give a fuck about you fed the homeless. They got vain. 2/3 of our people got a vain fucking vision. And judgment coming. Let's read this again. Now therefore go to speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I frame evil against you, and devise a device against you. Return you now every one from his evil way, and make your way and your doings good. And they said, there is no hope, but we will walk after our devices, and we will everyone do the imagination of his evil heart. So this is the mind of Jake. They ain't gonna turn back to the Lord. They don't give a fuck, man. So the Lord gonna kill their ass. They gotta die. And they gonna go out and just like what Tupac said in Juice, if I'm gonna go out this time, I'm gonna go out blazing. Well, that's how niggas finna go out. And there's some real gangster niggas all over Milwaukee and St. Louis and Chicago and goddamn Miami. They finna hit Miami too. Them goddamn Zoe-pounds, they finna chop their ass down, man. Cause it's Yahweh Bashim Shah finna do the chopping, man. This shit finna get real, man. Jake think this is a game. You a cold killer? Okay. You better know how to use that motherfucking K and that AR and that 223. You got a grenade launcher? You better know how to use that bitch. Cause shit finna get real, man. While the prophets is warning you to repent, cause the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. The Lord finna turn up. And as we always say at camp, the Lord require more blood in the New Testament than the Old Testament, man. It tell you that blood gonna be up to the horse's bridle, which is a parable of how much bloodshed is gonna be out here, man. This is we finna see this happen. This is Jeremiah 25:33. It reads, and the slain of the Lord, matter of fact, Jeremiah 25:32. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation. A great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be but dung upon the ground. So this is what we watching happen. The Lord finna send in these troops. They already here, man. They already here. And Esau got drones, man. You niggas ain't using these hand-me-down ass ARs and fucking 223s. You niggas got drones, man. They showed you in the movie. They killing niggas down anyway. The point is, the Lord sending in these troops. It's the judgment of Yahweh about Shema Shah, man. Psalm 89 and 14, it reads, justice and judgment is the habitation of the Lord's throne. So this is what we're watching play out in real time. Until next time, I say